Full circle. Absolutely. I got the lighting in here going on pretty good. This looks like I'm on a movie set. I'm cleaning up the Boswell Dublin. And it's always tricky to clean the bowl. I only do it about once a year, and then it's a lot of work to rub the stuff out. I was at the show for about 30 minutes, actually, and I have just one story to tell. But I went to Richmond because I like Richmond, Virginia, and I have a friend who lives there now. So the show was a nice, convenient excuse to double dip. But I did see Flat Cap Piper at the very end. I realized he was there. Didn't get a chance to meet him, and I think David, I forget his name, the guy who does the weekly pipe, the hour and a half pipe hangout show on YouTube. I thought I saw someone who looked like him. It probably turns out it was him. I didn't really meet anybody except someone I already knew, Mark Ryan, the owner of Daughters and Ryan. I hadn't seen him in about 2 years since I lived in Raleigh. He has since, I think, sold the company or partially sold the company, Daughters and Ryan Tobacco, based on a video he did, an interview he did about 6 months ago. But I did buy, I got some Daughters and Ryan stuff over there. I'll smoke that tonight, actually, after I get my rim cleaned. That didn't come out right. I'm pulling out a lot of stuff out of this, though. I haven't cleaned this pipe in a very long time. David Dorian Ross, yeah. No London Dock. No. The interesting thing about Mark Ryan is he's a storyteller. He has got a lot of stories. He's a very interesting man, very interesting history. You know, he found tobacco late in life. Based on the interview on the David Dorian Ross channel, I watched the whole thing. I knew most of his story, but not all of it. But it's only about 15 years ago he actually got into tobacco and bought the Perique farm in Louisiana, et cetera, et cetera. But what's interesting, I'll cut to the chase. What's interesting is when I was in Richmond and I wandered upon the Daughters and Ryan table, I saw Mark there, and you can't mistake his voice. He has a very memorable, unique voice. And I'd met him many times in Raleigh, and I hadn't seen him about 3-4 years. And I said, "Hey, Mark, good to see you again." And I don't know if you remember my name, but we'd hung out a couple times. And I was in kind of a hurry to get back on the shuttle to get to the Omni Hotel back in Richmond. So I didn't have time to talk. And I was like, "Mark, good to see you again. I knew that I liked Rinpoche SP and Rinpoche AP. Whatever you have, I'll take it. I got to run." And he started launching into a story about the history of both. And I just didn't have time to listen to it. But it reminded me that he always tells stories about the old founders of these recipes that he bought / recreated. That goes over your head. It's kind of almost kind of a I don't know how to describe it, but he starts mentioning people that you don't know and you never met and are long dead, but he tells you the story as if you both know them. So it's very interesting. Yeah, Perique Farms is what I meant. But I think we're getting there. Do one more round, and then we'll go smoke. I'll go grab it now, actually. This is now it's not anything to look at, but this is one of the blends I had back in the day. This is Rinpoche AP. And he was telling me a story about old man Rinpoche and exactly what he did in his background. That's not Mark Ryan's picture. And again, I didn't have time to listen to it, so you can probably Google it. I don't know who that guy is. But he must have been in Louisiana. That is for sure. Oh, wow. I'm getting all kinds of stuff off here. I like the SP. The SP was always my favorite. The Virtual Pipe Club. Thank you, Yoar. Wasn't DNR responsible for a large portion of Perique? Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, Mark Ryan is often referred to as the guy who saved Perique or brought Perique back. Legitimate compliment. It is true. All right. I think we're getting down. I hate the fact you're not supposed to get a pipe wet, although there's moisture in pipe tobacco. So it's wet all the time, to be honest. But a lot of people say, whether you lick it or use water, it kind of dulls the rim. Carnauba wax. It's almost like getting your car detailed. I don't really care to a certain extent. I don't care how shiny my pipe is. I want it to look decent, but when I go through the car wash, I don't get the wheel bright. I kind of skip that. All right. I think we're ready. 2-timer. Well, we're going to do the Rinpoche AP tonight. I had the taps, Fireground. That's a great find. I had the taps about 5 years ago. I don't think they make it anymore. I didn't see it at the show, and I made my rounds to most of the tables, not all of them. I was the third youngest guy there, and I'm not young. So it was kind of interesting. I didn't do the factory tour of Sutliff. I missed that. That was on Friday. This stuff is it is dry-ish. But that's how it was always. It's always been that way. It's a tobacco. You can pack it pretty tight. It's dry-ish. It's not dry. It's dry-ish. But it's a quicker smoke. But you know what? I appreciate that aspect about it. You don't need many relights. And with that, I'm gonna head outside. New owner dropped it, I think. Dropped the SP. Yeah. He didn't really say it was a new owner. I think he said that it was like somebody bought a percentage of his company. I'm not sure he bought it or bought a percentage of it, but it was a little vague in the interview. All right. Now, I've smoked this before, and I will tell you that. Let me find a pipe tool here. I will tell you that this Rinpoche AP, it's a lot of Perique. There's not a whole lot of Virginia vibe in it. So it's mostly pepper. You're mostly smoking pepper. But I'm okay with that. I got my sherry. I'm just going to shut this down. All right. Let's get right to it. That's the one thing I love about Daughters and Ryan. It lights up quickly. Some people call it kindling. Others call it just decent tobacco. I'm still amazed slash pissed that somebody on here 2 weeks ago apparently had the inside information that Daughters and Ryan is supplying Paredes with their supply of raw tobacco. If that's true, I'm not sure I would want to pay for anything Paredes is doing to the tobacco. I would rather just have the Daughters and Ryan raw equivalent. $5 grand. You're right on, man. It's not too wet. It's not too dry. It takes about 2 lights to get it started, but it's going to be a faster smoke. But I prefer that compared to the Paredes. I was going through half a lighter just to keep those morsels lit. It was apples and oranges, or it is apples and oranges. A lot of Perique. There's a lot of Perique. To quote the movie Moneyball, there's a lot of pop coming off the bat. A lot of pop. I really wish they had the SP. I will. I'm gonna type AZ. I'm gonna type it in now that I know how to pin things to the top, because that's a good question. Give me a second. It's not a C&D like. I mean, it's C&D like, but in a blind taste test, I can tell you this is not a C&D blend. That's the best way I could describe it. It's C&D like in the sense that it's somewhat raw, unadulterated, not softened, no sugar water, conditioner, but it's not like C&D in the sense that this could pass for roll your own. I mean, it's I'm not so much of a tobacco expert. I can tell you exactly what's missing, but it's missing some body. I'll put it that way. It's missing some body. So it's punchy in the Perique, but it's a little empty in the body. Light. It's not light that you don't taste anything, but it's to compare it to a beer. It's something that has a no mouth feel, but a burn, I guess. The retrohale is a little light, which I'm surprised at. That this should burn the hell out of my nose. Very peppery though. It's not that it's a burn peppery, but the only thing you taste is pepper. Again, a nice contrast. This is a blend that I'm not dogging on it. There's no other blend quite like it that I've had. Almost like an aperitif, maybe. An aperitif. I mean, if you looked at my kitchen, which I have 2 forks, 2 spoons, 2 plates, and about 20 glasses, but condiments, when it comes to spices, I've never bought salt in my life. I'm not really a salt type of guy, but I have about 3 uh, pepper mills, I should say. And as a huge pepper fan, I get this. I get the attraction to this type of flavor profile. I'd walk a mile over a salt flat to get to pepper. I've I know salt is a necessary spice and it unlocks flavor. I get that, but I just want to put pepper on everything. I put it on. True story. So 2 hours ago, I reheated a pizza in the oven from 2 days ago, which is very challenging, by the way. Try to get it to be somewhat crispy. Preheat the oven at 350. You're worried about it being soggy. It's very hard to recover it. It's like trying to reawaken a zombie from the dead. But to spice things up, I just put a shit ton of pepper on it, and it's something you don't think about. But pepper makes everything better, in my opinion. I can't think of anything I would I wouldn't put pepper on. I'd put pepper on a hot dog. I've never done it. I just thought about it right now. Maybe fruit. Fruit would be the exception. I wouldn't put pepper on fruit. Blood Rums, welcome. I think I'm about just a quarter bowl away through of Rimouche AP. I think this would be a good mixer, and I'm not saying that as a dig on this one. I called on my Paredes order something I can mix with, but I wasn't looking forward to mixing it. I'm actually looking forward to mixing this Rimouche AP because it can add Perique to something without hurting the burning qualities to an otherwise good blend and make it better. And it was $10 for 3.5 ounces. That's a pretty good deal. So I'm happy with the purchase. Another thing is a $5 entry into the Richmond Pipe Show, and they give you a bag, and you got a tin of. I'll have to go grab it. A tin of some local blend. I don't think it was Sutliff. 3 cigars and 10 pipe cleaners. It was a fantastic deal. I didn't actually haul my Paredes up to Richmond, unfortunately. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I would have found a buyer, to be honest. I should have asked Mark Ryan if they supplied Paredes. I didn't even think about it. Damn. Well, hindsight's 2020. Joe, it's not the fact of what I'm going to blend the Rimouche with. It's the fact that when you have Rimouche AP, you could sprinkle it on anything, and it would just, oh, again, much like a condiment, it could probably only improve what you're putting it on. If it's a blend that's kind of lacking, you're not going to put it on my beloved University Flake. You're never going to be smoking University Flake, and you're like, you know what this needs? This needs Perique. That's not going to happen. But let's be honest. There's a lot of blends that we're kind of so about. They're kind of the B minus B grade, and you just want to change it up a little bit. That's the kind of blend I would put Rimouche AP on. In other words, all that English bullshit you guys smoke. that's what I would. That's what I would put it on. That was mean. but I'm so. There's a little bit of truth in that statement. my tongue gets so bored of straight English or strong English, I should say, that I'd want to cut it with something, man. I can do the Balkans, but those hardcore Englishes, they need some they need some diversity, in my opinion. Sorry, Mr. Kimball. Sorry. It's true though. I'm speaking the truth. Bud Rums, you should Google DNR stands for Daughters from Ryan. So just Google Daughters from Ryan. Been around forever, relatively. Um, long history, long story behind it. They were roller owned, then changed the rules to become pipe tobacco. Real interesting story, and they're headquartered just outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. I have a sick car, alas, it will be worked on Al Saturday. Okay. Issue. Uh-oh, is this me? I have audio issues? Whoa. Am I having audio issues? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. One, two, three, four. Oh, sorry guys. Hold on. Hold on. Let me take it inside here. How about now? One, two, three, four, five. Huh. Well, that's strange. Hold on a second. Huh. I don't know how I can change the audio. I'm gonna drop and come back. So hold on.